Good afternoon. It is the 8th of March 2026, and of course, happy International Women's Day to you. Thank you for joining News Now at 1 here on TV47. My name is Sheilar Chelangat, and of course, we begin now. President William Ruto is attending a church service at ACK St. Michael's and All Angels Cathedral in Bondo, Siaya County, where he is expected to lead congregants in a fundraising drive aimed at supporting the construction of the church. The president's visit comes shortly after he presided over the launch of the Siaya Community Digital Hub in Bondo. Ruto is accompanied by several leaders from the Nyanza region, including local political and community leaders who joined worshippers during this service. Now, the church service ended a few minutes ago, but here is what was said earlier.
It belongs to the people of Kenya, and we have Kenyans from every part learning in this great institution. Kwa hivyo, askofu, umetuita hapa leo tufanye hiyo kazi ya kujenga kanisa letu hapa. Na mimi nataka niwashukuru watu wa Bondo kwa sababu mumenisaidia canon wa kanisa lenu la SK hapa anisaidie kazi kule United Nations office pale Nairobi. And I am very confident and congratulations Mama Aida Odinga for taking up the responsibility to serve the people of Kenya in matters to do with the environment and matters to do with the United Nations, as you have done before, serving the people of Kenya in other capacities. I am very confident that you will serve the people equally and maybe even better with the experience that you have in the office as an envoy of the Republic of Kenya to the United Nations. And you have my support. And we have a lot of expectations, Mama Aida, I must tell you that, from you. Because we trust your experience, we trust your acumen, and we know that you're going to deliver for the people of this nation. Kwa hivyo nasema asante sana kwa kutukaribisha hapa, na vile kiongozi wetu wa chama ya ODM amesema, sisi tunashirikiana sisi wote ili kuhakikisha kwamba tunaunganisha taifa letu la Kenya na Wakenya wote wanafaidika kutokana na yale tunafanya. Sijui askofu, tutaendelea namna gani sasa kupitia hapo? Who is going to do what? Are we free to leave?
Of course, we will be following that story, more and more details at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Now, away from that, Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna and ODM party leader Oburu Oginga have been urged to resolve their differences and work together. Speaking during a women event in Kayole, nominated Senator Karen Nyamu said the ongoing divisions in the party risk setting the stage for the downfall of ODM after 20 years of existence and leading the country's agitation for multi-party democracy.
Mimi naomba Sifuna wasikizane na Dr. Oburu. Naomba wapate common ground ili chama ya ODM ni chama inaheshimika hapa nchini. Na ndio chama mzee kabisa. Tafadhali msiue chama kwa sababu ya selfish interest. Mukae chini, Dr. Oburu, mukae na Sifuna, mupate common ground. SG na party leader, si ndio? Musikubali watu watenganishe hiyo chama, kwa sababu mumeweka kazi nyingi sana hapo. Na saa zile watakaa chini, watu wawili, mutaambia nini watu?
Now, political temperatures in Mombasa continue to rise after a section of Orange Democratic Movement youth strongly condemned sentiments by some party leaders opposed to the planned visit by the Linda Mwananchi faction. Speaking in Mombasa, the youth insisted that every Kenyan has the constitutional right to move freely across the country and warned against political intimidation. Furthermore, they maintain that Edwin Sifuna and his allies remain welcome to the tour to tour the coast region after Ramadan, despite growing internal party tensions. At the same time, the youth have vowed to boycott the upcoming National Delegates Conference scheduled for the 27th of March, a move that could further deepen and expose deepening cracks within the ODM party ranks.
I want to warn those who are threatening Babu Owino and Sifuna and wasikanyage mahali. Even Babu Owino and Sifuna, they have their supporters.
Yes.
And I warn you that you should not threaten the community.
Yes.
You don't incite youth, because youth are now ready, and we are going to take this. We are going to change the narrative of ati lazima ujue mtu.
Na sisi tumesikia juzi wengine wakisema hawataki watu wa Linda Mwananchi waje Mombasa. Sisi tuko tayari. Sisi tuko tayari, na I think Kenya kuna uhuru wa kufanya kila kitu within the law.
Sifuna na timu yake yote tunawakaribisha Mombasa, kwa sababu Kenya ni ya kila mtu, na mtu yoyote anaweza tembea popote, ako na uhuru, ako na haki.
Wale ambao wanatuma cheche kwamba ati Sifuna asije hapa, Babu asije hapa, Winnie asije hapa, Ososi asije hapa, kina Caleb Hamisi wasije hapa, huo ni upuzi mtupu. Hatutakubali mambo kama hayo. Kama hao wanasema wenzetu wasije hapa, na wao pia wasiende kwa wale wenzao mali wanatoka. Hii ni siasa na hii ni Kenya moja, sisi ni wamoja katika nchi ya Kenya.
Right away from that, as the world marks International Women's Day, a group of women officers from Kenya prisons in Homa Bay joined hands with the judiciary to celebrate new mothers at the Homa Bay Teaching and Referral Hospital. Led by the officer in charge of Homa Bay Women Prison, Stella Kemunto, the officers visited mothers who had just given birth, applauding them for choosing safe hospital deliveries and encouraging more women to seek skilled medical care during childbirth. The initiative also highlighted women's rights to quality health care, with Homa Bay Chief Magistrate Jacinta Orwa reminding mothers that access to the highest attainable standard of health is guaranteed under Article 43 of the Constitution of Kenya.
Tulionelea ni vyema tuweze kuja katika hospitali hili, ndiposa tuweze kuwatambua kina mama wale wameweza kupata watoto hasa zaidi within 48 hours. Reason being, kuna wamama siku hizi hata wataki kuleta watoto ama they are not pro-life. So we really felt that it is good for us to come and appreciate those who are pro-life.
The reason why we are here at the Homa Bay County Teaching and Referral Hospital, this is the hospital where our mothers, our ladies who are giving birth, they always come here for maternity care, medical care, and even when they are giving birth, they are always attended to at this great facility.
So we are people who need to be treated with a lot of respect and dignity. We appreciate the work that the women do in the society. We are the role models of many families in the society, and we would like to be recognized by each and every gender in the whole republic.
Still on the same, as the world marks International Women's Day, women empowerment crusaders are now rallying behind meaningful economic support for women entrepreneurs at the grassroots level to empower rural communities through community-based economic programs to uplift women's lives. Speaking during a Women Empowerment Forum, Chief Executive Officer of the Africa Enterprise Challenge Fund, Victoria Sabula, called for support to women entrepreneurs through capital funding and technical support, while urging women to interact more with investors.
Our experience as AECF working with women entrepreneurs in the deep rural areas of Africa has made for so much learning, especially there being community-rooted solutions. What we should give is a willingness to learn from the women who are in business in many parts of rural Africa, especially that's our passion as the AECF, how they service their community and then get to build the sophistication that is necessary by providing the capital that is needed, providing the technical advisory support, and then the matchmaking with other investors and other capital providers that would then be willing to take these businesses into their next level of growth.
Now, congregants in parts of Nairobi were this morning forced to hold church services away from their sanctuaries following the recent floods that have affected several areas across the city. In Mukuru kwa Ruben, services at the Mount Zion Healing Church were disrupted after the church premises were inundated by flood waters. Our reporter Mike Kagwongo now joins us live from the area with more details.
Thank you so much, Sheilar. Chelangat. Indeed, we are coming to you live from Mukuru kwa Ruben here in Nairobi outskirts. And we have been informed that today, being a Sunday, most churches have been affected by the recent or a day ago floods that attacked the city of Nairobi. And currently we are here at Mukuru kwa Ruben, whereby we have visited different sites. Congregants have been affected by these floods, and most of them are conducting their services outside their main churches. And we are privileged currently to have visited a church that ostensibly has been affected, and members of this church are not here today just because the church was affected. This church is called Mount Zion Healing Ministry, and as you can see from behind, these people or congregants are trying to remove water or drain water from this place to make sure that perhaps in the evening they can conduct 1 or 2 services. But according to time, this means they may not conduct any service. But I'm privileged to be joined as well by one of the pastors of this church. If you can come across and just tell us your name, tuambie jina lako mam, na hii ni kanisa gani? Na kuliendaje? Naona mnatoa maji hapa kanisani. Hamje kuwa na service leo, mnahisi namna gani, labda na mmeaffectika vipi?
Naitwa Evangelist Rose ama Pastor Rose Mombi, na tumeingia siku ya leo tukakuta kanisa imejaa maji, na hata tunashindwa leo ni service ama kwanza tunatoa maji, sababu kanisa imejaa maji, kila kitu kiko na maji. Kwa hivyo hatukuwa na service ama tutakuwa na service baadaye after kutoa maji. Tumeaffectiwa sana na hii mvua sababu kumenyesha sana na maji imeingia kwa kanisa letu, na tumekaa stranded, hatujui tufanye nini. Kwanza tutoe maji ili tuweze kuwa na service.
Je, kuna washirika ambao walikuja asubuhi wakapata maji na wakarudi? Hamkuwa na wazo kwamba mngesomea ama mngefanya ibada mahali pengine kando na hapa?
Hatukuwa tunafikiria siku ya leo kutakuwa na maji. Hata wengine walikuja wakakuta kanisa bado tujafungua sababu ya maji, wakaenda, na saida tumefungua, wale wameingia. Tukasema sasa tutoe maji kwanza sababu tuwezi kaa kama tumekanyanga maji.
Baada ya ninyi kutoa maji, mnaona kana kwamba mtafanya ibada baadaye ama?
Tutafanya ibada baadaye only for 1 hour sababu masaa imeenda sana.
Labda ni mara ya kwanza ninyi kuadhirika na mvua na mafuriko ama katika miaka iliyopita ama incidents ambazo zimepita? Je, mwaadhirika mara nyingine?
Hiyo si mara ya kwanza. Hata mwaka ujao mwezi kama huu maji ilikuwa imeingia, tunakanyaga maji. Hata nimezunguka hivyo nikitafuta njia ya kuingia hapa. Kwa kila mwaka mwezi kama huu maji huwa mingi sana. Kunanyesha sana, maji inaingia kwa nyumba za watu.
Wito wako kwa washikadau husika?
Sasa tungeomba wenye wakuje watusaidie venye tunaweza tengeneza kanisa ikue juu, hata nyumba za watu zikue juu. Watusaidie tu sababu pengine hata tuna uwezo wa kuinua makanisa yetu ikue juu.
Poleni sana. Sheilar Chelangat, indeed, this is not an isolated case. We have visited not one site, this is not the first site, but most of them claim that they were affected and they were not able to conduct their services today. And we shall still visit different sites to make sure that we bring our audience up to date on what has been happening. Accessing this place was also a disaster because my camera person and I were forced to be carried by our friends to be brought to this place. So we shall bring it to you up to date on whatever will be happening across the day in our subsequent bulletins. Taking back to you, Sheilar Chelangat. My name is Mike Kagwango.
Right, thank you very much, Mike Kagongwa, and I do hope that you stay safe. Of course, it is a story that we continue to update our viewers even at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Now, away from that, residents of Murang'a South, together with civil society groups, have protested a planned move by the Water Services Regulatory Board to transfer water management of Nginda, Ichagaki, Kambiti, and Kamahuha wards to a Kiharu-based company. The Africa Center for Collective Preventive Action and Devolution Watch, Murang'a, says the process lacks transparency and meaningful public participation, arguing that digital consultations and technical language have locked out many residents. The groups are now demanding fresh consultations led by the Murang'a County government and say they will deliver a memorandum to WASREB officers in Nairobi, warning they may pursue legal action if their concerns are ignored.
We are saying that as residents, this goes beyond single boundary change. We don't want to see whereby executive decisions by those cabinet, those people who say in the cabinet, there's only those officers as cabinet meetings. The people power belongs to us. We know our rights. Those decisions they make in those executive rooms, they must consult us publicly. And also, we don't want to by WASREB as a national water regulator replaces public participation with digital notices. That cannot happen, not only in Murang'a, even in Turkana. They will not do that, and we are going to stop that. We are therefore observers of the rule of law. When they are not doing the right thing, we are going to call them out. So we are saying this aspect of just sneaking something in the newspaper and say that they have conducted public participation, we are saying not going to happen in Murang'a. It's not going to happen in Nyeri. It's not going to happen in Nyanza. This one we refuse. And we are saying that water services, these are not political trophies. What actually is a fundamental human right.
And as the world marks International Women's Day, women in the coast region have been urged to consider the transport sector as one of the key pathways to self-employment, economic empowerment, and financial independence. With this year's theme focusing on mentorship, collaboration, and collective support, stakeholders are calling for greater inclusion of women in the border sector while encouraging them to take up opportunities traditionally dominated by men. At the same time, women venturing into the border and transport business have been advised to remain role models in society by strictly observing traffic rules and promoting safety on the roads.
Mwanamke akiweza kujitegemea, ameinua mtu ambaye ako kando yake, ameinua familia yake na ameinua pia familia zingine ambazo kwenye ametoka. So tunahimiza mwanamke yoyote asije ukiogopa, usione hii sekta imejaa wanaume sana ukaogopa. Upande huu wa Malindi kama mnavyoona pia kando yangu tuko na wake wengi. Tunaweza kuinuana sisi wote na tunaweza kuimarishana.
Watu wengi huwa naona ni za wanaume, lakini si wanaume peke yake. Sisi wanawake mnatuona hapa tumejitokeza na tunafanya. Wamama tokezeni, hakuna mtu atakufuata kwa nyumba.
Wanaume wenye tuko nao barabarani hawawezi kubali sisi wamama tukanyanyaswa. Ikapatikana ni jambo hata ukonfuzio tu barabarani hivi, unapata tu umegaidiwa vizuri sana.
Tunajihusisha na mambo mengi. Wale wamama tunaomba muwe na vikundi ambavyo mnashirikiana, mnaweka mgao wenyu kwa pamoja. Alafu muweze kutembelea maduka zetu. Iwapo kama hutaweza kununua cash kwa upande wetu, tafadhali unaweza kupitia Mogo, utaweza kupata huduma zako.
Now, young women in Kibra are taking the lead through Passing the Baton, a mentorship initiative by Polycom Girls that fosters intergenerational leadership and advocacy ahead of this year's International Women's Day. The program bridges the gap between generations by connecting experienced female leaders with adolescent girls to share vital knowledge and leadership skills. During a community listening session, organizers emphasized that empowering young women through dialogue and mentorship is essential for securing their rights and building a sustainable future where the next generation is ready to lead effectively.
This is a community, And when they get the information, we believe they will not leave this place with the same mindset. They are going to change their communities at large.
Because you find that most of these feminists, seasoned feminists, they're kind of difficult to find. But when we bring them together in like recording them, now the community people are able to kind of relate and also just see this person. I always see them on TV, but now in my community, in this setup, I can really listen to them.
17 minutes past 1 p.m. We are up for a short commercial break. Do not go too far. Much more on the other side. Welcome back. This is News Now at 1 p.m. and thank you for staying with us. Now, experts at the Global Leadership Summit 2026 in Nairobi have called for credible and value-based leadership to address growing global instability and economic uncertainty. Speaking at the Pan-African Christian University, global stakeholders noted that the world is experiencing rising conflict, economic shock, and institutional uncertainty, making strong and reasonable leadership more necessary than ever. The summit, themed Leading Transformative and Responsible Change in a Complex World, has brought together leaders from government, business, civil society, academia, and faith communities. Opening the forum, Park University Vice-Chancellor Dionysius Kambi urged leaders to embrace authenticity, integrity, and accountability in what he described as a volatile and uncertain global environment.
Leadership is what shapes generations, is what shapes communities, what actually transforms a country. And without a good leader, you cannot have a good country. So I'm very interested in this topic. I lead an institution that promotes matters of equality. And I believe that my leadership is what will actually move the movement of equality and non-discrimination forward. So without a good leader, without a transformative leader, you're not likely to have a transformed country or even a transformed people. I think the first thing for a leader is to know you are leading people. I know most of the time we are obsessed with achieving the end goal, but that end goal can only be achieved by the people.
Institutions are no doubt under pressure. The society is searching for direction and a guiding light. Nations are under pressure, yearning for credible and trustworthy leadership. National and international peace and stability can change in a spur of a moment, like the war in the Middle East that broke up recently, destabilizing many nations. And if this war escalates, we shall be no doubt on the verge of an unprecedented international political and economic crisis, all because some leaders somewhere made some decisions.
Now, the Ministry of Social Protection, together with other organizations and various stakeholders, have organized a one-day conference here in Nairobi to highlight some of the challenges facing older persons in the country. Speaking at the conference, the leaders said a bill is already being drafted to be tabled soon in Parliament to protect the rights of the elderly.
The government is coming up with a new act, which is called the Social Protection Act, which is 2026, and is going to be very explicit on how we need the older persons to be treated. We know, for instance, that if you go to Kilifi and you go to Kisii, once you have grown gray hair, once you have become an older person, they don't see the reason why you need to exist. And because of that, we want to find a way in which this act, when it becomes operational, it is going to safeguard the interests of the older persons.
We do not have enough information. We do not have enough research on the status of older persons in our country. That information is required by us as stakeholders to inform our programs.
Ageism kicks off as early as when you are 45. So as you go into later years, then there's difficulty of getting employment, getting livelihood.
Now, away from that, experts are sounding the alarm over a 2024 report linking unregulated beauty products to a surge in skin diseases currently affecting thousands of women nationwide. Beauty expert Linda Murugi urges women to prioritize research and professional skin analysis before applying unknown treatments. With the market flooded by potentially harmful substances, there is an urgent push for government intervention to regulate product proliferation. Experts now warn that improper usage and age-inappropriate formulas are contributing to a growing health crisis that requires immediate consumer caution and stricter oversight.
So before you buy your products, it's good to consult and know what works for your skin. Don't just buy because everybody is buying. Do your consultations right, know your skin type, know what works for you, then you can purchase from a point of knowledge.
Once you get to notice some changes on your skin, it's always good to go and get a checkup from a skin specialist, whereby you can be able to be advised on the products to use depending on your age. Nowadays, we have products for different age.
And in the world of sports, Kisii-based Shabana showcased their impeccable class as they dismantled Muhoroni Youth 5-2 in an enticing fixture played on Saturday evening. The win ensured the Glamour Boys cut themselves a ticket into the round of 16 knockout stages. Meanwhile, in other results, KCB overpowered Zetech University 4-0, while Bandari eased to a 2-1 win over Bombani Stars. 3KFC triumphed over rivals Denmark 4-0 as Ulinzi Stars swept aside Zoo FC by 7 goals.
Ya, naweza sema game ya leo tunashukuru tumevuka next stage. Hiyo ndio ya muhimu. Kidogo naweza sema kiwanja haijakuwa nzuri. Ukiangalia imekuwa na matope mingi. Najua kutakuwa na hizo strains za players. Kidogo derail speed yetu. Then naweza sema kiwanja imechangia. So naweza sema move to the next stage. We are happy about that, but kidogo tena tunarudi kama team tunajiuliza mbona tuna concede bao.
It was intense, so much intense. It could have gone either way. But as a tactician, I feel that there were lapses in officiating a bit. That's why in advanced leagues we have the VAR.
And Egyptian striker Omar Mamouche bagged a end of News Now at 1 p.m. Thank you for watching. Do enjoy the rest of your viewership. Good afternoon.